to come back, it was always going to be a decision where it had to be the right team. And when Manchester United came, it was a wonderful opportunity to be back at a world-class club. And for me, working with these players already, we're trying to connect, we're trying to get this togetherness that mostly we have with our teams. And for me, it's just been a wonderful to be back in the environment and with the players. And I can't wait to see what we can achieve together. But obviously, we're going to be working closely together. So, yeah, it's been great, and I love the energy, the commitment these players have, and the club have been wonderful. So, I'm really pleased to be back, ready to go, and we're preparing obviously for a really jam-packed season with lots and lots of challenges along the way. So, it's great to be back. It's great to see you all, and I look forward to your questions.
Thanks very much, Mark. So we'll start off with Mike Monet from BBC Radio Manchester, please.
Hi, Mark. Good to see you. Welcome to Manchester. You've sort of a great overview there, but within that, you mentioned you're interested to see what you can achieve together. So what are the goals and the targets this season and what you want to achieve at Manchester United?
Hi, Michael. Nice to meet you. And it is really nice to meet you because when I've done Zoom calls before, I don't really ever get to see the people that's asking the questions. So it is really nice to see you. I'll say that. Yeah, look, I think we're at a club that wants to be successful. It's putting everything in place to crave the successes that, come from winning titles, that come from winning cups. And that's part of the reason that I came here as well, was that, those are always going to be the ambitions that I want to achieve on a personal standpoint, but more importantly, when I looked at what this team can do and the personnel and the characters, and I was fortunate to work with a few of the players before, at Birmingham. So for me, it was just always about being part of a group that has the potential to do that. And I'm well aware. I watch from afar. I'm well aware of the quality in this league and the growing quality in this league from every team. So it was the challenge, I think, and I think being here. Our challenge is to win things. There's no doubt about that. I haven't come back to just exist. We're building on great foundations that Casey's left. Obviously, I wish her all the best as she travels over there to challenge herself in the NWSL. So, I'm so pleased to be with a group of players that has the kind of foundations that we have here, and so success is we're going to be measured on our success, of course, when you're at a club like Manchester United.
I'm just going to jump straight in there because you kind of suggested there that, there were some star players that you were looking to attain and retain, you said. So does that mean that we can expect some more transfer moves to come?
Do you know what the brilliant thing is, Emma? And firstly, hello. I think this club has the ability to plan ahead. I was at Birmingham and I can only ever go off my own experiences. We probably recruited in the moment, if that makes sense. We recruited what we had for the moment. In Orlando, because of the structure of how you recruit, it's just a totally different kind of recruitment policy. Whereas here already, I've already seen plans for players that are maybe 2 years down the line that would suit this club, would suit the growth of this club. And so there's a structure and a plan in place that I was really, really excited with. That, of course, means I will looking to add players of the right calibre for this team. But being here, and I think this was the most important thing when I came here, I think it's about getting the right people. And this club will look to recruit and support us in that. But it's important that we get the right people. If we're building a culture and continue to grow on such wonderful foundations we've had, we have to get the right people. So yes, look, we will add the right people to this group at the right times. So I've been so impressed that we have a plan and we have the ability to plan longer term here. And that was so inviting for us to come back and do that. So yes, Emma, we are looking to add the right people into the group.
And I suppose whether it's a positive or negative, quite a lot has happened this summer in terms of you coming in quite late. Obviously, Casey's departure, there's been a lot of changes with players. There's even been, structural changes in a sense. Does that mean that we should expect maybe a slower start from United, or at least a start where it's going to take a little bit of time for the team to gel and maybe get used to everything? Because obviously, quite literally opening the season on the Friday night.
Of course, and what a challenge that is. I think your expectations are probably going to be yours to expect, really. Where we will be is that we're away on a camp now, and our factor and our key aspect of what we want to achieve in this camp is connections. So whether that starts slow or fast will be based upon how quickly we form relationships. And, you know, what I want to get this team to do is that whether we've had a time difference between Casey leaving and me coming in, that actually Casey left some really good foundations here. So I don't need to change too much of that, if that makes sense. We just need to really evolve where we want to go with this direction. So from what I've seen, I've been really encouraged, really encouraged to the way that the players want to take on this information and take on the things that we want them to do. And look, if we get it right, it's really exciting. So I don't know why the players would never want to be part of it anyway. So I think our expectations will probably be even higher than yours, Molly, to be honest. So internally with these players, having met them and having seen their drive, you know, I think we'll set our own expectations, and hopefully you get to be excited by what we want to do here.
I just wanted to ask you about the fans, because obviously attendances at WSL were kind of increasing steadily before the pandemic hit, but this season we'll obviously welcome back supporters into grounds, and we know that the Manchester United fans are very passionate and always kind of got good attendances, as I say, before the pandemic. So how important do you think they can be this season in terms of, you know, helping the team and pushing them on?
Hi, Catherine. Nice to meet you, firstly. I think probably legendary is how I've heard it. Even when they're quite loud in America in terms of they have a lot of drums, and that kind of drowns out what the coach is saying. But I've heard them. So whenever I've watched, I've heard them. So for me, it's about creating in a pandemic world and still a COVID world, that connection with the fans. I want them to connect. I want them to know that I represent them. I represent their football team, and the players represent their football team, and that I'm here to support everything that they have and them to support us. They're going to be vital. You know, if we want to really push on and continue the growth of this club, then they're going to be vital in what we do. I think when we were in Orlando, we spoke about, you know, people talk about the 12th player. For me, it's about them being the inspiration in our lungs when we need them. You know, when we have to run that extra yard, they will be the breath in our lungs to make sure that we do that. So I can't wait to meet them. I can't wait to be part of what they do and part of their club. And we're going to aim to do them proud. They are the most important thing in football. I think you've probably seen that from watching the football, that obviously the Premier League's gone back. It feels brilliant to have fans in that. It feels like a totally different game. So for us, I want to continue something that they believe they're the biggest part of, and give them something really proud to be part of and on the field too. So they're the most important for me, Catherine.
I just wanted to use the word foundation quite a lot about the foundations of the club. 4 or 5 weeks ago, before you took the job, there's a story that suggested there was some parts of the women's setup that wasn't that strongly, well, the foundation wasn't as strong as it could be. Did you have to check those concerns? Are you confident that everything is on the right path now, if there was anything wrong in the past?
Do you know what? I obviously heard, you know, you hear stories and you hear these things, and I always judge things on my own experience of them. And since I've been in, I've seen nothing but love, energy, commitment, drive, ambition towards our women's team. And you know, part of my job is that we wouldn't expect anything less than that to come into a job like this. And I've just felt, as I say, I felt at home from the off, and I feel that this club, this team, even the staff around, are just they're so supportive towards driving this women's team to success, and we will continue to grow. We're only 3 years old in terms of our women's team, and we're going to continue to grow. And if we make some things along the way that are good, bad, indifferent, we're going to manage them internally, make sure that we have this togetherness, but with always the drive and ambition to improve not only our women's team, but help the growth of women's football here. I think we have a platform to do that. And as I said, I've been nothing but impressed with everything I've seen here, everything I've heard. And even the players suggest that since I've been in with them. you know, they can see the growth and what this club wants to do to support its team. So whatever the stories were, I can assure you now that there's no truth in that aspect, because we're moving forwards, and you know, I feel nothing but love and support from this team.
And the other question, it might be perhaps quite lazy, but I know how elite coaches often look at other elite coaches and work together. And I'm just wondering if you had any link up with the men's side, conversations with that side of the football club as well.
Do you know what's really interesting? Because obviously Ali and the team started the other day, and I emailed him, and I think it was 5 o'clock on Friday, and it literally, I think within 20 minutes, he emailed me back and just said, I look forward to meeting you. Welcome to the club. And I'll wander across and grab a coffee with you at some point so we can integrate ideas. I've met all of the staff, because obviously we're based at the training ground. I've met all of the staff coming in. They've been nothing but friendly, want to help, support in any way that they can. So I just think that it's going to be a team, and this is part of the reason I came to Manchester, because I knew it had a heritage of supporting its own and growing from within and looking after each other. So that was so important for me. And as I say, that's part of the support I'm talking about. This club has done nothing but support us. John Murtough is a very keen link to that, and he's been nothing but supportive, and that growth's going to continue to be there. And I think it was there with Casey. You know, they would talk often and continue to share ideas. So I'm going to tap into as much knowledge that they have as possible.